Hi everyone, look what I finally got. It's a little crumpled. Of course it's a special box, so it got crumpled. It's okay. I don't have room for too many boxes, but I try to keep the special ones. So this is the month we're supposed to have stencils and a sponge. Here's a sponge. It says, if you've hit a creative crossroads with your stencil set, clean up your binoculars, dust off your hiking boots, and let our pretty project samples be your guide. All right, so they have lots of goodies in here. So here is the sponge, which of course you can cut into wedges. You can cut it into 6, 4, whatever you want. I usually cut them into 6, like a pie, but you can do it however you want. And let's look at these stencils because I'm excited to have these. If I can figure out how to open the package. Here we go. All right. So we have, let me use the back of this sheet because it has white. We have stars. Isn't that cool? Stars. And, oh, I'm so sorry. And we have sun. Ooh, I'm really liking this. I love stencils. And we have, oh, different like mountains there and here. This could even be snow on the mountains or something, right? And or here is something. Oh, so many possibilities. We're gonna be playing, not on this video. And then clouds for little different clouds. So if you turn it this way, you can see them that way, or you can even turn it this way and have different ones, different ways to look at it. I love it. I hope you do too if you got one. I know several of you signed up just to make sure you got these stencils, and these they're smaller than Stampin' Up's other ones, but well, this one feels really sturdy, but the more that is cut out of them, the less the more flimsy they'll become. So like this one is a little more flimsy because and this one's pretty sturdy. So they're pretty sturdy. They feel like a little bit thicker plastic maybe. Now, let me bring that white back in. Here is our stamp set for the month. The set is called, the box is called Here's to You. This is for March, and you had to sign up by March 10th to get it. But the next one for April is going to be really fun with popsicles and fruits and things like that. Here's to you. All the best for a happy, healthy, and prosperous year. Congratulations, upside down. Happy birthday, a cute little happy birthday sentiment. Ooh, look at this pretty flower or greenery thing. And some trees. Almost like, I guess like the Mountaineer set, right? May your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. So, fun. Fun, fun. And we get a, wasn't expecting that exactly, Calypso Coral. Interesting. All right, so let's take this out. I'll be right back so you don't have to put up with the crinkling, and I'll see you in a minute. So here are the instructions. I took it out of the shrink wrap because I didn't want to do the crinkling. So it looks like it contains supplies for 8 cards and envelopes. Ooh, this looks very similar to the Flowers for Every Season paper, which I actually just put away. I had some out here. This doesn't, however, so it's a different design. And they've used the stencil on some of these cards, the clouds and the sun. But I think they have trees on here, but yeah, I'll have to see. So then, of course, there's instructions inside. And like that. And then on the back, you always get what your kit includes. So of course it has the photopolymer stamp set, the Calypso Coral Classic Stamping Spot, printed card bases. So let's look and see. Oh, maybe those were pre-printed with the trees and stuff. Okay, the envelopes are craft. That's nice. I like those. I might not be cutting them apart, because maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. This has mini dimensionals and some, looks like linen thread, perhaps. Yes, linen thread. Okay, these are envelope inserts. Ah, isn't that interesting? They gave us inserts, so maybe I'll be cutting apart an insert or two. And this is different than Flowers for Every Season. Forgive me, because the Flowers for Every Season doesn't have the coral on the one paper that has the greens and the yellows on it. I'll tell you the colors in a moment. So those are envelope inserts, and there are 4 of each. And they're a little thinner than a cardstock, obviously. And then the card bases pre-printed. Here is one. Let's see what this color is. We have Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Old Olive, which is this here. Petal Pink is what this is. Pretty Peacock, which is this darker blue here. And Seaside Spray, which is this. So, guys, we have 2 retiring colors in here in Pretty Peacock and Seaside Spray. That's a shame. And I thought that as soon as I saw this one, because I knew that was Pretty Peacock right there. I wasn't sure if this was Balmy Blue or Seaside Spray, but it is Seaside Spray. And the rest of this is Calypso Coral, Bumblebee, and the green. The background on here is Pretty Peacock. I was wondering about that. So yeah. Okay, so there's 4 of that one, and then there's these beautiful things. So these are all pre-printed already with those clouds, but you get the stencil to coordinate. Oh, and then you get some labels. One sheet has 4 larger labels and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 smaller ones. I don't know if you can see that there. And then you get cloud. These are actually like label strips with clouds on them. See if you can see that. And they're in Petal Pink, Bumblebee, and these are just green strips in Old Olive. So they're different. And then these are just solid Pretty Peacock card bases. Love those, of course. But so these would go nicely on here, right? And then we have some cutout. Okay, I was wondering how they did that with those stencils. We have 4 cutout tree piece, laser cut tree pieces. I'm sorry, we have 8 of them. Isn't that interesting? Wonder why we have 8 of them. Well, I'm not complaining because, you know, I'll make some alternatives. And then we also got some mini glue dots. All right, and then our cardboard. I love that thick cardboard. So, let me read the instructions, and I'll come back and make one of each of the 2 cards as made as intended. They do give you on here some examples of some alternatives, things you can do with the stamp set and whatnot. I try not to look too closely at those because I like to come up with my own ideas. And I'm going to be having fun with stencils, but I also see some cutting apart of some things in here. And I probably will not be doing that today. Most likely like Monday, Sunday or Monday. Probably Monday, the 22nd. So stay tuned for alternatives. Hopefully on Monday. It might be late in the day because I'm probably going to need Monday to do them. I have other things going on this weekend. So yeah, but I will make these as intended with you, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone. I think I have everything sort of ready, and I didn't even realize there were birds on the stamp set. So I apologize. There are birds on the stamp set because in the instructions, the first thing it says is stamp sentiments on white label, stamp birds on card fronts, and in die cuts. And guess what? I didn't even know there were birds, but I found them. All right, then you're going to need to cut 26 inches of linen thread for the card with this front and 16 inches of linen thread for the other one that looks like this, and they just have it looped around here. So let's stamp our sentiments, let's do our twine wrapping, and then we'll assemble on this one, and then we'll do the next one separate. And at the end, all they do is insert their printed envelope liners. So with that, I'm going to use the big Calypso Coral stamp pad just because I have it, and I prefer not to open the little one at this time, but you can use your little one. That's what they're for. Now I wondered why I had so many little white labels, because they have 3 happy birthdays on this card. I do suggest, especially with the word sentiments, and this stamped just fine the first time, even on an angle, but these just, they have them right up here. Excuse me. Let me move that out of the way, and forgive my messy mat, but probably going to get messier because we're going to stamp happy birthday. One second. So sorry, we're going to stamp happy birthday. Let's just test it. Okay. 3 times. And I had to stand up to do this because I need to be able to see those labels directly right on. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Sorry, I had a little coughing spell and I didn't want to subject you to that. Seems like every time I talk, I don't know, I think I have like too much information. You don't want to know. We'll just suffice it to say we have, oh, I did ink it. I was going to like, what happened to that? While I have the ink out, let's do the other one too, just the stamping. That one gets, here's to you. Again, because it's photopolymer, let's test it. It stamped beautifully the first time. Now I do have a pad of paper here. I do suggest first time using, you test them. But these stamped beautifully for me the first time. Have a pad underneath what you're stamping. And that does absolutely help. You know, it can be a mouse pad, or if people still use those, I don't even know. I do sometimes. And I'm just cleaning my stamps on our Simply Chamois stamping chamois to clean the stamps a little bit. I am a little bit obsessive that way. I have to clean my stamps each time. Alright, let's move this one out of the way. Now what we're supposed to do is we're going to get a glue dot, and I am going to put a glue dot back here, down here somewhere. I'm just going to put one to start, and then we'll put more as we need it. We're supposed to wrap it around the printed front, card front, and adhere to base with mini dimensionals. So we wrap it around. Now they have it, where do they have it on the card? Oops. I'm a more visual person. They have it right at the border, so that's about where I have it, I think. Yep. They might even have it up just a tad higher, so we'll try and go up instead of down. Right at that yellow there. There we go. And there we go. And then, I don't know, did they tie it in the back? I'm not going to tie it. I'm just going to put a, I'm using my own glue dots, but you can use a mini glue dot. I'm just going to put a mini glue dot back here. They don't have a bow on here, so I'm not going to put a bow either. And I'm just going to cut it a little more that way. Then they put this up on mini dimensionals on the card front. And you know what? I have big ones. I'm going to use some big ones. Because, yeah, but you can use your minis. You can actually put one on here to help hold that in place. In fact, I think they tell you to do that. Use a mini dimensional to hold it in place. And we'll just put some down the middle here. Put one here, over there, probably too many here. Just put one there. Okay. You can put however many you want to, or not as many. And then we'll put these on, and then let me see how they do the happy birthdays. Maybe they do those with glue dots then, since this is up on dimensionals. Yeah, glue dots. No, they do dimensionals. Yep, they use mini dimensionals. So that's what we'll do too. So you're going to have a double dimensional card here. All right. I hope you find these helpful. You know, if you're new to card making, I try to show you how to do it as intended to be helpful more to beginners, and then the alternatives that I do sometimes. I don't do them every month, but and I'm going to put 3 mini dimensionals on here because I don't like mine to be bendy. I don't want to have any bendy bits. Anyway, I try to do alternatives that could be more for the casual, what Stampin' Up calls casual and avid crafters. Mostly casual, because that's about where I feel like I am. So they have this sort of starting in the water. So I'm envisioning a lake in the mountains. We have a lake around here. Last year I had some issue with some runoff of chemicals or something, so a certain area of it they weren't letting people fish, but I don't know if they got that cleaned up. I hope so. That was last year, so. And I haven't been there since this whole mess started, right? Now they have this over the twine, but I'm going to go, or the thread, I'm going to go actually right under it. And straight enough, I guess. And one more. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. So, just a little side conversation here. So this week was St. Patrick's Day. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day to anyone who celebrates that. Everything's gotten so commercial, right? Because my daughter sent me a message one day and said she and my youngest granddaughter were creating a leprechaun trap, and I'm like, huh, what? Apparently now that's a thing on all coasts in the United States, where you create leprechaun traps. You try and catch the leprechaun. Well, they didn't catch him, but he made a mess, and he left Andy's mints and some other like Lucky Charms and stuff laying around. So yeah, that's a thing. And then apparently some children in other areas were expecting gifts on St. Patrick's Day. I'm like, from the leprechaun. No, that's too far. But Amy did have, she bought a like a $5 t-shirt with a leprechaun cat on the front of it, and the hats, you know, just had some fun with it, which is nice that they're doing that. Anyway, there's our first card, guys. I didn't get them exactly straight, but yeah, pretty good. All right, so here is the second one. Petal pink is not my favorite color. I just will tell you that. Now on this one, the first thing they do is they put glue dots. Well, I don't know. They might have just stuck dimensional. No, I think they put glue dots on first. We're going to put one on this end and one on this end. And what they did is they made, well, I shouldn't do that first. They wrapped a circle with the twine, the thread, excuse me. And then they stuck it onto the card. How am I going to do this? This way, I guess. So that it's sticking out the top and bottom. And I'm actually going to just snip those little ends off because I don't really want them showing. So if you can twist it better than I can, go for it. But I just want the loop showing and not necessarily those bits. And there we have that. And then Okay, what they did is they put, did they put these down, all of these down with dimensionals? Attach, add white labels with glue dots or dimensionals. It doesn't really matter. Printed die, okay, they did use mini dimensionals with the printed ones. I guess I'll use dimensionals on all of it. All right, come here, my mini friends. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I do. And these printed ones go up top. So they have the printed one with clouds with, let me bring this over here, with, oh, I don't know where that came from. Petal pink is what I'm trying to say. Up at the top and over towards the left a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Just over here. And then we have one here with Bumblebee. I'm getting better at picking 2 up at a time. So in case you're wondering about this, these are plastic beads. My mother made this in the nursing home probably 2 years ago because she passed away last year. But I thought it went really well with my top that I have on today because it's got like an olive green and the reds and the creamy color. So thank you, Mom. If she's watching over me, I don't know. Anyway, alrighty. Actually, she wore it, you know, but since I have all her jewelry and all her other well, I don't have all her other stuff. Her clothes we pretty much gave away. I don't want to get into that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just had that on my mind because I thought the bracelet, I'm going to put one more on here. This is a really thin strip, so I don't feel like it's very stable. So I'm putting more dimensionals on it. And then I put more on the big ones too because they're wider, right? And then we're going to put even more on the sentiment one. After, oh wait, oh yeah, this goes down here. Sort of even with the cloud, the first layer clouds up here. And then we have this to put on. Now we can use glue dots for this, which I think I'm actually just going to use a little bit of wet glue. And I will caution you, just go slowly when you tear these out of the paper here, because this area here, just take it easy because these little stems, your little trees, could tear off. I got mine bent just a little bit. So go slowly with that. Just take your time and it should be fine. But don't try and just yank them out of there, right? Okay, that's a little gloppy, so you need to just be careful. I'm just going to put a couple little dollops on here. Little drops. Hopefully little drops. You can use your fine tip glue too. Or you can use your mini glue dots, but I just felt like for me it's easier to use the wet glue on this. So, but if you don't have any, use the glue dots in your kit. They did give some. And then this, we're going to use the dimensionals again, the mini dimensionals they gave you in your kit. These are some I had open. And just go on either side of there, one in the middle, one over that glue dot, and one at the end there. Oops. And make sure I don't get my sentiment on upside down, which I have done before. Yeah. Nobody else does that, right? I've actually done, well, luckily this card already was printed like this, but I've actually done a whole card and then realized it was like, you know, opening the wrong way. I had to cut it apart. You can salvage that. You just simply cut it apart, and this goes over here, right about there. Yep, and there is card number 2. So there's our 2 cards as intended. I hope you enjoyed that. I will come back, like I said, for alternatives this month, and you can better believe I'm going to be using those stencils and that stamp, and as well as the paper and stuff in the... Oh, we didn't do our envelopes. I'm so sorry. All right, never mind. We have one more step, and this is just a few minutes here. You basically just tuck these in, and I will probably be cutting some of these apart because we don't need to have an envelope liner in every envelope, even though it is really pretty. And you don't have to glue that down, and that goes with that one because it's got the flowers, and this one goes with this just because it matches the colors the best. So there we have it. And I think I'm going to get off of here for a little while because I think pretty soon Stampin' Up will be giving us demonstrators a hint at what next year's in colors will be. All right, everyone. These are fun cards. It's a fun kit with the sponge and the stencils. I'm really looking forward to playing around with those. So many possibilities. And a nice stamp set with trees and florals and birds. And a congratulations. Nope. A happy birthday. May your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. I could see that going to a, someone graduating, getting a new job, traveling abroad for the first time, whatever. Well, not right now maybe, but, and all the best for a happy, healthy, and prosperous year. So it could be a New Year's card. Or just a next year ahead for a birthday, right? So you can put those are nice inside sentiments. I didn't do that on these. I just left them blank. But I can't wait to play with these. I love the stars. All right, everyone. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. So stay tuned for Monday the 22nd for alternatives. And then next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern for my next live stream. And there's a couple collaborations happening over the weekend before that. So I'll talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace.